So some advice for those of you out there that are considering joining American Income Life AIL. What I'm going to do in this video is give you some pointers to consider before you decide if AIL's program is best for you to join to sell insurance. Whether you're brand new or thinking about getting licensed, this video should give you some good tips and advice on how to proceed. And ultimately with the goal of helping you find the best avenue of success in selling insurance. My name is David DeFord. I own DeFord Insurance Group. I train and recruit agents nationally to sell final expense Medicare and annuities face-to-face and over the phone. If you'd like to find out more about how my business works, there's links above or below. Just check them out if you're interested. So let's talk about AIL and some things that you should absolutely consider. First of all, this isn't a video to disparage AIL. They've done an incredible job bringing a ton of people in the business. They've taken people who are broke and made them millionaires, and their training is impeccable based on what I've seen. I've talked to a lot of agents that were currently with AIL or moved to another organization or mine. And one of the things about AIL that's fantastic that I've seen is their training is some of the best in the business from a sales perspective. And you can't say that with a lot of organizations. There's a lot that have no training. You know, the training is like how much Kool-Aid can you drink in 5 seconds or less. But these organizations, AIL tends to have pretty good sales training from what I've seen from a lot of the agents I've ever talked to. But the first thing you need to be concerned with is the lead program. So there's different ways to do leads. My understanding with AIL is they have a lot of union-based leads that they mail out, and then you go work that offer like accidental death benefits, excuse me, and then also these child safety kit type of leads. And the idea is to take those and then convert them into a conversation about buying American Income Life's term, whole life products, et cetera. And it does work for the people that do it. But you got to be comfortable with that strategy. So there's different lead programs where you buy a lead, they know what it's about, you sit down and talk to them, and there's no, in the perception of the agents, misdirection. You know, you hear about one thing, but then you change it to another. Okay, some people are completely fine with that. I think it can work as long as you set it up the right way and you have the right perspective about it. But a lot of people don't like, you know, coming in for one thing and then turning it into a conversation about something else. So you got to ask yourself if you're comfortable with that lead generation strategy. Some people are, and they do very well. Some people aren't and probably would do better with generating some kind of lead where they understand it's about the actual product that they want to sell. So give that some thought, because that's how AIL, based on my knowledge and understanding, does their lead generation. Again, it works very well for those people who are bought into that process. But if you're not 100% on that, the thing I believe is, and again, not a disparaging remark on AIL, but if you're not totally bought in belief of a strategy to get in front of people and do business, it's going to show in your lack of performance. You really have to believe something and believe that it's good, that it's necessary, that it's a good thing, really, in order, I think, to get the most out of it. Second on the list here is how commission levels work. Again, commission levels vary wildly by which organizations you join. Ask what AIL's commissions are for the regional organization that you're going to join, and then compare that to other organizations. I always think doing your due diligence and looking at other agencies is pretty good idea. Not every agency is the best fit for everybody. Some are going to excel at AIL, whereas they won't, and they'll excel somewhere else. So again, how do you find that out? Ultimately, I think it's possible to find it out by doing due diligence, asking around, getting feedback from actual agents at the agency that you're considering joining. For example, people who join my agency, they're always open to emailing my agents, getting some feedback and perspective from them, because, you know, you want to talk to people who have actually done it. And if you feel that's important to you, you should be people should be easily accessible to ask them questions. So make sure that you ask about how commission levels work, because you might find that commission levels are not exactly where you thought they would be in order to support yourself. Or maybe the organization is more focused on something like recruiting and training or recruiting. And so there's a lot of layers and commission levels are lower. But if you're focused on producing, that might not be the best setup for you commission wise. And then last on the list here, before you decide to join AIL or not, is you got to think about the captivity side of this. So here's what I mean by that. If you join AIL, you got to sell for AIL. They may allow you to sell for other companies or not, I'm not sure. But to me, my perspective is the best agents there, all they do is exclusively sell AIL, as I should be. But there's always consequences in any insurance business to where you're only selling for one company. You don't have full access to all the different carrier options out there. You don't have full access to all the other carriers' underwriting options. So the clients that you're dealing with might not necessarily be getting the best deal. But that's okay sometimes because some coverage is better than other. But as you can tell from me, I kind of just made that clear. For me as an insurance agent, I want to give my clients a ton of different options and have a ton of different setups so that they can choose which is best. I can help them choose which is best for them so I can give them a great value for the money. I don't want to charge my clients too much and then them not really get a good value because I'll end up getting replaced, get chargebacks, have problems more often than not. So again, some people are okay selling one company. What I've just described doesn't bother them. Other people like myself, it's really hard for me to sell with one company exclusively when I know there are better options potentially for my client. So again, you may be one way or the other. It doesn't really matter to me, but you need to think about this because if you don't align with that strategy of a one product strategy, it's going to rub you the wrong way. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Belief is everything. If you don't have the belief in the product, if you don't have the belief in the system, you're just not going to make it work. You know what I mean? So there we have it. I hope that gives you some perspective on what it's like working with AIL, what you can expect, and more importantly, what you can consider. AIL may be the perfect choice for you as an agent. It is for a lot of people. But for others, it may not be a good fit. And again, that's not because AIL is bad, but it's because it may not be what you want as an agent. And there's nothing worse, I think, any of us agency owners can argue with than recruiting an agent that's not a good fit and putting them in a situation that's going to not be good for them personally or for the agency and just inadvertently wasting a lot of time and money and effort. It's better to just slow down, consider the options, do your due diligence, and pick the organization that's going to be a good fit. And I guess that's ultimately my goal of putting this video together. So hope that helped. If you like this video, thumbs it up and subscribe. If you want to learn more about how the Ford Insurance Group works, again, links above or below. Click those links. And I hope this video gave you a little perspective and helped out. All right, guys, take care.